Hi there, Thomas. Felt like a really bright, kind of urgent first half, but second half maybe the team just, I don't know if it was tiredness, but maybe just started to sit back a bit towards the end.
Yeah, I don't think that's too wrong. Pleased with the first half. I think we showed a lot of good intentions, a lot of good play. I think we came in some very good offensive situations where we lacked the cutting edge quality. So that was positive, and I think the big headline is we didn't score the 2-0 goal. We didn't kill the game off 2-0. Then the game we were out of sight. We gave nothing away throughout the game. We have won while they do a top bit of play, and then it's 1-1. So for me, it was the 2-0 goal. We lacked that. Second half, it was not. I think first half was very good. I think we were totally dominant. Second half, not as dominant, but still that we still get into some very good situations, have some fantastic, but some good counter-attack situations where we need to get more out of it. You can't rely on in the Premier League just to win 1-0. Yeah.
Were you hampered by maybe not being able to bring on like for like substitutions in the second half?
Say again, sorry?
Were you hampered by not being able to bring like for like subs on?
I think it was a little we lacked a little extra freshness. I looked at some teams last night that just put 3 players on like for like, and then they run away with the win. A club we can't speak about, but that's probably also a little bit in it. So let me put it that way. That would have helped us. It's not the same that we couldn't have scored to 2-0 for the first 70 minutes.
Yeah, and the obvious follow-up question, I guess, would be especially from the fans, would be you didn't have Brennan Johnson to bring on. I mean, how the timing of that transfer, especially with Mo going off now injured. I mean, do you reflect on that at all? Is it timing-wise whether it was the best?
Yeah, the decisions are made, and decisions I'm backing in every aspect. And there's always more bigger picture stuff to some of those decisions. So sometimes they can look like perfect timing, sometimes look like not so perfect timing.
On that note, Thomas, do you accept it looks like a risk to have let him go at this point before you got someone else through the door, and obviously Kudus has now got an injury? Yeah.
I think it's very important we took the decision before Mo got an injury. We don't know how it looks like, so I think that's one thing. And sometimes when you take that decision, sometimes you can't delay them if you want to, for example.
Fingers crossed Mo's not too bad, but either way, it shows that you don't have a lot of depth there. Does it make it even more important that the club do buy someone in that attacking position this January?
Yeah, I think we, as I said, we are out there. We are really, how can you say, alert. The club really want to see what we can do to strengthen the squad and the team. I say many times it's a difficult window, and we still need to have the short-term solution need to be the long-term solution as well.
Hi Thomas, can you just explain to the fans, I guess, the reasoning behind letting Brennan Johnson go? You said you sort of backed the decision. What's the kind of thinking with the club to let him go, given the depth, I guess?
I think the depth is one thing, so hopefully it makes bigger. Sometimes, the decisions make more sense further down the line. And now there was an opportunity to sell a player, which the club hasn't been that good at in the past. And sometimes that window can be small if you want to do that, for example.
Does it kind of leave you light, though, during a really busy time when, even before Mo's injury, you're missing sort of Xavi today, and Dejan Kulusevski's not back yet? It feels like you're light on goal scorers, I guess, and creative players. You
can say that if we had Xavi and Mo for today, then I think we have enough. But now we, for this game, didn't have them, or Mo only for 10 minutes. So there's just some games where you're very light, and that happens. That happens for teams.
And just with the subs, the first two was Bergwijn and Palhinha. What was kind of the thinking there? And then obviously later on, Jed and Dan, you had Luca Williams-Barnett there. Is that kind of a tough situation to put a teenager in?
Yeah, I think it was a relatively. It was not a game where we were just boom on top of it, and we just need that goal, and we are just controlling the game. So if that was the case, then it could have been a different decision. I think when we put Xiao and Lucas on, there's been a lot of running, and it was a little bit back and forth. Lucas played 10 many times and been a very good creative player for us. So that was more or less like for Wilson. And then Xiao for Archie is it's a game where I think it's fair to say maybe lacked the exactly cutting edge. Maybe it would be good just to make sure we could win 1-0, which we unfortunately couldn't.
It was a quite different performance from the one that we saw against Brentford. I just mean in terms of kind of pressing and urgency, even from the front and the back, I suppose. Was that a discussion that you had with the players on needing to kind of bring that sort of energy, or was it tactical? Is it something that you noticed within the team or the opposition?
I think there's two things in it. There's always different opponents, and then there's always a difference by playing home and away in terms of how when you play with short turnarounds games. That was, I think, the biggest thing. It was not that we didn't want to press high against Brentford. So if you saw that game, we still tried to press high. They just played a little bit longer. That means it was not as successful. It was not that visible. I think the biggest thing there was we just gave the ball away 200 times. That didn't help.
And Tel, player that we haven't seen very much of recently, started today and was really, really bright, particularly in the first half. Must be pleased with his contribution performance.
Yeah, I'm very happy with Mathys stepping in and looked very positive. So that was a big positive, I would say.
Hello, Thomas. Hi. Can you give us your reasoning behind Ben coming in for Jed, and did you expect him to have that sort of impact with a goal?
It was nice that he scored the goal. I felt for this game that we needed a left footer. So that was the biggest reason. I think in the build-up, and I think he had some fantastic passes going forward, also some balls in behind, and also gave that little bit of calmness and controlled the game well. Plus a bit of leadership and helping Matt in front of him off diff. And then we were playing 5 games in a short amount of time.
May I ask just one for clarity on Johnson? Are you saying to us that if you'd not done this deal now, it was impossible because of what Palace were saying? Or No.
I just say sometimes the timings is not. There's a lot of. I guess it's always not. I'm not talking only about the Brennan situation. I guess there's 2 clubs that need to agree, and there's a player that need to agree. So there's always a lot of things that impact things.
Thomas, do you think that was a performance and a result that deserved boos from some of your crowd today?
What I said many times, I really liked the backing and how the fans were with the team throughout the 90 plus minutes. I think that was excellent. They pushed us forward, helped us in many ways. I'm sure everyone could acknowledge, especially the first half was positive and a step in the right direction, getting in good areas, doing all the right things. I'm 100% sure everyone could acknowledge the hard work and the effort from the players. That's all you can ask for. And then I think we all are a little bit disappointed that we couldn't get the 3 points.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, guys.